Hey guys, we're back again with another video, and I know it's been a while, well, about 2 weeks since I've done a sit down talking video talking all things boxing. I've missed this and I don't want this to happen again. It just shouldn't happen again. It actually feels so good to just sit down and talk some boxing. I'm really excited to do this video. If you haven't seen it already, I have dropped an interview with Bruce Shoo Shoo Carrington. That's in the video just below this one. And then prior to that, I've also done an interview with Shakur. If you haven't checked them out, go and have a listen. They're real good ones. I love doing interviews. I think it's just so incredible to be able to sit down with boxers and really just pick their brains about their journey, where they're at, the future, their last fight, fight upcoming. Absolutely love it. Go and have a watch. It's a good one. And in the 2 weeks that I've not made a sit down talking video, so much has happened. So much, to the point that usually I have like bullet points and I write myself like a little script. Maybe I go off on just so that I remember what I want to say. With this one, I got none of that. I'm just going to let it rip and we're just going to talk boxing. Let's start at the top. We saw AJ versus Prenga. We saw the press conference for that. Prenga is obviously very confident. He's very ready. He wants to go. And then we've got AJ. I like seeing this version of AJ. He just seems so like razor focused and locked in for this fight ahead. Of course, we've got the much anticipated fight with him and Fury. That's a fight that we have been waiting for years and years. So going into this fight, especially with him training with Team Music, it's expected for him to win. He is the favorite going into this fight. But Prenga is a dangerous opponent. You know, he has got power. He's got 20 wins on his record. All wins via knockout. Yes, many people may not know much about him, but this is still heavyweight boxing. It just takes one punch. Now, the talk as of recent has been where the fight is taking place. Frank Warren did actually say on the weekend just gone, in a post-fight interview, he did say that it's not really been confirmed. I would imagine it'll probably come out in the next couple of weeks. But for me, I think there's two ways of seeing it when it comes to where the fight is taking place. Firstly, there's an emotional side. British boxing fans, we've been waiting for this for years, myself included. We've been wanting this fight, calling for this fight for years and years and years. Now we're finally seeing that, look, it's actually happening. So it's like, it should just happen in the UK. Look, Wembley would sell out. Tottenham would sell out. The atmosphere would be absolutely crazy and it would sell out so quick. Pay-per-view sales off the charts. So of course, for British boxing history, it would make total sense for it to happen here in the UK. But there's also been some talks of it happening in America, in Las Vegas. And I kind of get maybe the pull with that. Sorry, before I go into that, the second side is the business side. I don't want to go off to that. The second side is the business side of it. Now, AJ and Fury are at the back end of their career. I'm not saying that they're going to retire soon. I don't know as to when that is going to happen, but they are at the back end of their career. And as you know, with boxing as a career, you don't have many years in it. You've got a short time span. So of course you want to capitalize on making as much money as possible. So there's also that also. And then if you have a fight in the US, you've got the big US money, you've got the crazy sponsorship deals that they will probably have, like on a commercial side. And then it's iconic venues because of the history that some of these venues, the history of some of the fights that's happened at these venues. For example, at MSG, you have seen Ali versus Joe Frazier, both 1 and 2. You've also seen Holyfield versus Lennox Lewis, also there. Then you've got the T-Mobile Arena. But the thing is, T-Mobile Arena, I've seen some massive fights. Again, look, I'm just jumping. This probably wasn't a good idea. I should have had my bullet points. But T-Mobile Arena has seen fights like Floyd Mayweather versus Conor McGregor, which was a huge fight that pulled in many views and made a lot of money. And we've seen much more. We've seen Canelo versus Bivol there. We've also seen Canelo versus Triple G there. So these venues do have a lot of history and incredible fights that have taken place. Also, we've seen Fury versus Wilder take place there, the third one. I would imagine whatever they choose to do would make sense financially. And I would like to think it would also make sense for the boxing fans, in particularly the British boxing fans. Like I said, we've been waiting for this fight for years and years and years. And those arenas that I've mentioned in America, the T-Mobile Arena and the MSG, they seat like just over 20,000, which is like the O2 Arena. The O2 Arena seats about 20,000 people. But something like Wembley, that seats 90,000. And you know, if they were to have it in the UK, that would just sell out quick. So then that's what's just making me think, if you have it here in the UK, you're not losing out on any money. You're really not. But I don't know. I would, like I said, I would imagine whatever they decide to do, it would make sense both financially for both of them and for the fans. I have no doubt in that. And talking about the O2 Arena, you know who's headlining the O2 Arena? Moses Atama. You guys know, if you go back to some of my old videos, I've been saying the trajectory that he is on, fantastic. Frank Warren, his team, all of them, they're doing a great job with Moses Atama's career. And do you know what? In the press conference that happened today, when I post this, will be another day. But when I watched the press conference of Atama versus Hrgovic said the same thing. You know, he actually said like they're building his career really nicely. They were giving him, he was giving like good props to his career, and rightly so. It's like they're building his career really nicely, making him into a superstar. I think they're doing it right, like really and truly right. I really want to be there and I want to watch this fight live at the O2. And I think this is a great fight and a good stepping stone and a good challenge for Moses Utama. We have seen him non-stop. He hasn't even fought past the 5th or the 6th round, and he's impressed us each and every fight. So this is a good challenge because of, first of all, Hrgovic is a tough contender, you know. Hrgovic is also the caliber of names and the type of fights that he has fought previously. Also, he's got the experience, he's durable, he's strong. This is good. It's a good fight. It's such a good fight. And just imagine if Moses Atama actually does win this fight, and depending on the fashion that he wins this fight also, the type of caliber of names that he will also then fight after this. You know, I really think it will push him even further along in his career. Moses Atama has always said, I remember that interaction that I saw back in Riyadh when he met Mike Tyson. Many people didn't know him back then, and he just finished fighting, and he said to Mike Tyson, you know, I don't want to fight these bums. I want like a real contender. So he's been wanting fights like this. He's been asking for fights like this for years. And then Mike Tyson just said to him, like, look, like, nobody's a bum. Like, each and every fight, like, you learn something. And so he's getting the type of fights that he wants. So come August the 29th, we're going to see Moses Atama back in the ring. And then finally, we have seen the much talk of Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, and some Keyshawn Davis, and so a bit of Tank getting involved as of recent as well. Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson, I would go back and forth about this fight. In that interview that I had with him, I also asked him, I was like, look, these are the fights us boxing fans have been wanting to see. When you both was in the lightweight division, we've been wanting to see these fights. And obviously, Devin Haney has moved up now. And so it looks as though a catch weight, they both agreed like on a catch weight. Devin Haney, well, Bill Haney has said that he's sent Shakur Stevenson's team a contract for them to fight a catch weight at 144. But the thing is that I was just thinking, it's just that, is Shakur Stevenson going to have to keep moving up in weight to have these big fights? He just moved up earlier on this year to fight Teofimo Lopez, which he won in a fantastic fashion. Is he going to have to keep moving up again? What if he actually just wants to become a unified champion? If he wants to become undisputed at 140? What if that's what he wants? But if... I kind of think now, because of the talks have just been going on for so long, and because now apparently that the contract allegedly, according to Bill Haney, that the contract has now been given to Shakur Stevenson. If he doesn't take it, it's then going to look like he's dodging or ducking the fight. But what if maybe he just doesn't want this fight at this time and maybe wants to go for something else that doesn't include him moving up again? He's allowed to have that option. Maybe he has a different approach or a different way that he sees his career going in. I mean, I even saw just recently that he wants to retire at 33. So I guess if he does want to retire at 33, he is going to have to be quite selective with the fights that he is going to have to take. But hey, if he takes this fight, if he doesn't take this fight, Team Haney have already said, if look, Shakur don't take this fight, then we'll fight the mandatory, which is Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn Davis has made it very clear that this is the fight that he wants to see. I want to see both fights. And I think it's really interesting as well at the fact that Keyshawn Davis is his mandatory and he's willing to like get rid of the belt and I'm going to go and fight Shakur because it's such a money fight, because it is a big fight. Devin Haney has also said that this is a big fight. He believes this is the biggest fight in boxing. I believe it's one of the biggest fight in boxing, absolutely. Oh God, I think it makes sense. Either fight would be good. Personally, I would have liked to have seen Devin Haney fight Keyshawn Davis first, then go and fight Shakur, especially as he's mandatory. That's just the way that I thought I would have fought it. But we'll see. We'll see if it actually happens. If a contract is signed, if that fight does actually take place, we'll actually see if it happens. I want to see it regardless. It's been great speaking to you guys, and I'm so happy to just be back talking all things boxing. I love this. You guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Make sure you go and check out those interviews if you haven't already. Make sure you like, comment, and you subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm going to speak to you guys in my next video on Friday. Bye for now.